you guys. We are back, and this is step 4 of our mixed media step-by-step series. So, if you remember, the first one looks like this, okay? It had the collage background. It had the gesso on it with a palette knife, and then we put down the texture in step 3, and that was the cheesecloth. Okay, now on this one we're going to work on focal point, and then we're going to add some color so that this texture that we created is going to pop, okay, because you can barely see it right now. So and what I was going to go with for this piece was this cool piece of pattern paper. Isn't it neat? Now this is by tellbellapapers.com. It is called Microcosmos Wisteria. So if you're looking for this pattern paper, here's the other side. Oh, absolutely gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. So I had two pieces because whenever I get something that's so cool like this, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, and I know I'm going to cut it up. So I got to save this one. So I cut it up, and here's what I did. I wanted this image. I cut that out like that. I wanted the dragonfly. I cut that out. And then when I set it down on my piece, just kind of laying it out here like this, which is amazing. And then dragonfly, something like this. I'm like, oh, this down here is a little boring. So I saw this. I cut this out. So that is how I thought it may look. What do you think? Huh? I'm going to put that down with some matte gel because this paper is a little bit thicker and we want it to stick good. So here it is, matte gel. Let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to do it real quick. And then I'm going to let it set aside to dry, and then we'll come back to it. So we'll add some color to make everything work together and pop that texture out. And next time is going to be sentiments if we think we need one, and then final touches, and we will be done. I am liking the comments. I don't have a lot of views on this series, but that's okay. The people that are liking it are liking it. I'm doing this, for you guys. And whatever I can do to help, I absolutely do not know everything. I don't know hardly anything when it comes to art. I just know what I like, and I know that I love to create, and I love to hear your comments, and even if they're, negative, it's okay. Everybody has their views. So I'm getting that stuck down real good with my matte gel. Okay, dragonfly, where do we want him? I think here, huh? Is he going to stick there, though, because of all the texture? Not sure. Let's add a bunch of matte gel down here, and we'll see where we can get him to go. Maybe we need to kind of put this down, too, so we got some room. Maybe even up here. I think up there, okay? Let's try that. Okay. And stick that down. I like it. I like it a lot. And if you watch any of my videos, you know I'm a dragonfly freak. So I like to have dragonflies in my art. Okay, we're going to stick this one down. And again, I'm using that same matte gel. It's got a lot of texture here with that cheesecloth, so you really gotta stick it down good. And then we will leave it dry. I'll probably leave it dry till after dinner, so quite a few hours. And try and get back to it. But we will go on to the other two pieces. I have an idea for those. Okay, so this one, pattern paper. Look at that. I love the colors. I love this purple with this yellow and goldish color. I love the blues and the greens. I love the brown popping through here. Okay, setting that aside. Yummy. I think that's cool. All right, next one, I'm gonna do a little out of order here. I'm gonna do this one. And here's the background. Now that white did help. It is still a little busy, and I don't know what's going to happen when I put this down on here. We're going to find out together. Now this one is going to have to dry overnight. If you watched when I did some image transfers, I rushed it and I totally wrecked it. I'll try and link that video above where you can see what happens if you rush it too much. Yeah, I show right on there that it does not work. Okay, so matte gel is what I'm using. I'm going over the ladies on the side I want to transfer onto my piece. This is just out of a magazine. And here we go. I am hoping that this will work. If it doesn't, we'll fix it. And I think sometimes that's kind of good when we have to fix things together on videos, because that's what happens. We are not, we are not in this for the long haul. We're in it to learn, right? Okay, so key to this. I have a little bit of that matte gel on my hands. I'm wiping it off on my water. We want to make sure that this is pressed down, but you don't want to seal it down with the matte gel because why? Because it will just seal the piece down, and when we go to do the image transfer portion, it will it would not come up at all because it's sealed down completely. So I'm just pushing it down my fingers. If I see any air bubbles, I'm trying to squish those out. But this is going to stay overnight. It has to. And that's really exciting for me because sometimes I love to have things on my desk and then you can't touch it till the next day. So this is going to be till the next day, okay? I'm going to set that aside. And last but not least, this one here. This was with the napkin. Can you see the red and blue and yellow poking through? I added a little bit more gesso down here just because I felt like it needed it. Now here is the butterfly that I cut out of this calendar page. So I don't know, it went something like this. I don't know how it went, but when I was looking at it, can you see these black flowers in the background? I really liked that. So what I did is I looked through my stamps and found a flower that I liked, and I liked this one. I'm going to try that, and I'm going to put it on the background here, and I did my heat it up in the microwave technique, and I'm going to try and put this flower stamp in the background here to add another layer of texture. Now the big deal is, am I going to try black or am I going to try brown? My brain is telling me brown because black is going to be too bold. But this is definitely black, if you can see. So we're going to go black. We're going to go with what I'm seeing on this piece of paper. Okay, so I pulled the stamp off of my wooden block, and it's still really sticky. I'm going to be able to stick it right back down on there. That's not going to be a problem. But what we're going to do now, I'm going to kind of stick it to my hand. See that? And we're going to ink this up with archival jet black ink. Now, we're going to want to stamp and be done, because if we lift it up and put it back down, we're going to have problems. So I'm going to stamp and be done. I'm going to stamp and be done. And I will show you what it looks like here in a minute. You can see the flowers. It's not in your face, and I like that. So now am I going to be, I'm just placing it, am I going to be bold and put them up here? I'm saying yes, let's go for it. Stamp and be done. Now that one really turned out good. Okay. Just setting this down here again, how it's going to go. Something like that. I'm going to do another one here. Ooh, that one looks real good. Maybe one more right here. All right. Take another peek where I'm thinking this is going to go. Absolutely love it. Love, love, love it. I'm going to do one more poking out of here, if it'll let me. Stamp and be done. Yes, I like that. And that's something, you know, totally new. I just saw it on that background and I liked it. Okay, so some things are going to need to dry here. So we're going to let it dry and we'll be right back and we will work on, I'm just going to give this a little heat dry here, because that's archival ink. That dries real fast. And then we'll get the butterfly down. And if you noticed, I left a little bit of the green on there. I thought that kind of added a little bit to it. But now that I'm looking at it, I think I am going to separate it. Still going to use it, but I'm going to separate that off. Just using my scissors to go around this. Okay. I like it like that. Let's get rid of some of this inside. All right. And I like it down here, but it's really taken away from that really nice piece of texture that we got there. But sometimes, you know, what the creators say, don't get too attached to your background. Let your background be the background. So I'm going to listen. And I'm going to put that down because I like it like that. Okay, I'm going to get my matte gel out again. I still got it out. So that's good. I'm going to goop up the back of this real good. Put some down on my piece because there's a lot of texture there. And of course, this one's going to need to dry a lot too. And then we'll come back and um, we will get that color down. We're going to do a wash, and I do that a lot on my mixed media projects. We'll do a wash with acrylic paint. We'll do a wash with some inks, some acrylic inks, and I don't know. We'll see what happens with the other one. All right, that butterfly is stuck down. We'll cut off the edge later when it dries, because if we do it now, it's just going to pull it back up. So how's that? Oh, I'm glad I did the black, because there's black in that butterfly, and it really kind of makes it pop more. And you know we're going to go around the edge with that black marabou crayon, so that's really going to say, wow. I'm going to clean up my area, let these things dry, and then we are going to come back and we're going to see what is next. All right, so we've got this one. We've got this one. And of course, this one don't look like much. Okay, so we'll see you in a bit, all right? Okay, hello my lovelies. Everything is dry now. Look at these backgrounds. Oh, I'm loving it. I can't wait to put some paint on here. Look at this one. Oh, and then of course this one. We're going to start with this one and go backwards because this one is going to have to dry after we take off this image transfer. Now I have some water here and I have a damp towel, and I am crossing my fingers. I am still learning this image transfer process. I'm going to rip this bottom portion off here, and there is a lot of texture on this tag, so I'm not sure if it's going to work or not, but here goes nothing. Let's do it together and see what happens. I'm just going ahead, getting it wet, maybe just spraying it a little bit with water. Of course, I don't have my spray bottle over here because I was making some cards and that's where I left it. So fingers crossed. Let's see what happens here. And like I said, sometimes it's good to have these problems because then we can try and fix it together. I can see the images coming through the paper, which is a very good sign. Like I said, my fingers are crossed. Can you see how it's starting to come through here? Let's see what happens. Okay, look at, she's peeking through. This is exciting. Okay, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed, and I'm not going to let it get too dry because that's when things start ripping. I'm trying not to be quiet here. I'm just really concentrating and kind of crossing my fingers that this turns out. I see that, girl. This is fun. See what fun we can have? See right there, I ripped it. A little more water. And I'm just trying to take off that back portion of the magazine and allow the image to come through. There are lots and lots of image transfer videos out there, so have at it. You know, get your comfy chair and your maybe glass of wine or a cocktail and see all of the different creators that are doing image transfers. It is just like magic, and I'm having fun practicing, and I'm glad that this one is working out. I'm not pushing way too hard, because when you push way too hard, you get holes like that. But it's okay. We can fix things. And, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, is what I'm telling you. We are learning. We are creating. We are having fun. We are experimenting. And that is what art is all about. At least for me anyways, you know, I can honestly say I have a very limited knowledge of the things I do. I just enjoy doing it and have a passion for it, so I'm going to keep doing it. And hopefully you'll keep watching, and you know, I'm not making no money at it, but exciting news, I do have a workshop coming up. That's exciting. It's going to be in Trempealeau, Wisconsin. We are doing a mixed media piece, a 6x8 frameable piece, and we were hoping to have 3-person minimum and 12-person maximum just to get started back into it. And today I got a message, I have 11 signed up. So yay, huh? How fun. I'm excited. And I was just looking through my supplies, making sure I have enough for everybody, and had to order a few things, and that's a good problem to have. Okay, I'm not going to mess with this anymore because it's working. She got a little bit on her nose, but that's all right. We can see what's happened here. Can you see it? Yay, it worked. I'm so excited. I'm going to let it dry. I'm just going to dab off a little bit. I'm going to let it dry. And then if we want, we can just kind of pull up a little bit. So here I am going back at it. Stop. It's very hard to stop when you get excited about something, isn't it? Kid in a candy store. Whew. Yay, you can see what's happening here. Just got a little bit there and a little bit there, but I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this, clean up my area, and let's go on to the other two. I'm going to set that aside. Let's go on to this one. Okay, this butterfly, and this was the background that we used with the napkin, and we used texture paste, uh, modeling paste, I think, and we pushed through that stencil, and then we put the stamped image there. I'm looking for a scissors. I'm going to cut that off of the back here. And I like how that goes off the edge. So we are going to put down, I think we'll use a wash. And when I say a wash, I get out my burnt umber acrylic paint. Here it is. And I get out a soft brush. These are good. And a bit of water. So here we go. We're going to put this right down on my craft sheet and mix it up. It's going to be perfectly fine. If any of you have taken a workshop from me or seen this on my YouTube channel, you know that I do this a lot. It works out just great. So when things work out great, you keep doing it, right? So I'm just making this thinner, kind of down to a, what would the texture be like? A thick watercolor, perhaps. Okay, I'm going over the whole thing. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I'm going over the whole thing. Butterfly, everything. Look at that. What did you do, huh? Okay, I got my damp towel here, and I do have a dry one too, in case we need it. My spray bottle. It's almost out of water, of course. And we're just going to let that run and drip and fall and go as it may. Sop it up with this towel. I knock it a bit. And you know what? I absolutely love it just the way it is. Take some off if you don't. Add some more if you want. I'm going to just take a little bit off that butterfly. I love it. See how the definition got in all of those nooks and crannies from the background? I'm going to set that aside to dry. And that's all that there is to it. Now this next one, the first one that we did, make sure I got this shut up good. The first one that we did, I'm just going to show you just a little bit different technique. I've got all this paint on here. What a waste. I'm going to go maybe into an art journal real quick, and I'm just going to, I don't know, maybe I'll just quick brush it on here. This page almost looks like it could be finished. This is just an art journal that I work in. We're going to give this some dimension by using up that paint. Okay. Move that out of the way. Let it run, let it drip. Let it be beautiful. I love it. There, then I didn't waste so much paint. I'm going to dab it off that butterfly because I like how bright it was. I'm going to set that aside. And look at that. Worked on an art journal page. Little bonus there for you. Okay, so this one's going to the side. This one is turning out absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And while I'm doing this, I'm thinking about sentiments or what else is going to be on here. Now, one of my favorite products is this Liquitex ink. It is transparent burnt umber, and it's just real liquidy, and it has a squeezed dauber in here, and I love this color, burnt umber, of course. I'm a burnt umber freak. Now watch what happens when I put 2 drops, and I'm going to shut the cover because you know look at that. Oh, I'm almost out of water. Okay. You keep going until you get it how you like. I gotta put some water in my spray bottle. Oop, that's kind of a lot. But I'm going to use a brush, and I'm just gonna get it to move here. I like it when it gets kind of vintagey and grungy, and I love that burnt umber color, kind of tea-dyed. And now when it's going in the cheesecloth here, look at that texture that you get. It's bringing all that out. I just absolutely love it. So I'm going all over. Apparently you don't have to. You know, you can just do sections. but I'm going to go all over. My spray bottle is really empty. But it's on the same line as the other one. Let it drip. Let it pour. Let it get in those nooks and crannies. I love it. Right there. I love it right there. I'm going to stop. Okay, this section of the video is over. So if any of you are playing along, get your things out and get some of that color on there. Now there's lots of different colors you can use. You don't have to use the brown like I do. Everyone has their own preferences. Now you could have used the blue for the blue background here. That would have been cool. Now you see what I'm doing? I'm just kind of picking this color up and I'm laying it where I want it. And it's pooling on here. And when you lay it flat, it's going to pool there and it's going to dry. So I don't usually use a heat gun on this. I like to leave it dry naturally, but of course when I do workshops we all have to use heat guns because we'd be there all night if we didn't. So I'm going to leave this. I'm going to leave it be. I like it. Okay, pretty cool? Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so I'm letting this dry and we're coming back next week. Next week is what? Are we going to be week number 5? And then that's going to be the last one. So we're going to do the finishing touches. We're going to do the edge around there. We're going to put down a sentiment if we want one. We may do some stamping on it. We may do a little bit of stenciling if we need to pull it all together. We're going to edge it like I like to, and possibly we'll maybe use some soft pastels. We could use our neo colors, neo crayons. These are all going to be water soluble products that we would put on top because everything else is going to be sealed and dry. And then that will be the finishing of this series. Okay, we'll see you next week on Thursday. Have a great week and have fun creating. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.